I'm the author of the 5 Steps to Financial Freedom. But did you know there's actually a couple more steps that we want you to really concentrate on, step 6 and step 7? And it's really simple. There's 5 steps to financial freedom. There's 6 steps if you want to be wealthy, and there's 7 steps if you want to be rich. And as I've studied people, I've worked with people, I'm friends with quite a few people that are billionaires, and all they did was step 6 and 7. Now, when you talk about 5 steps to financial freedom, 6 steps to wealth, 7 steps to riches, you also have to say, well, how many steps are you doing? People that are not making it financially are only doing 2 steps. They're making money and then they're spending money. They're only doing the 2 steps. They're not doing the 5 steps. They're only doing two. They're making money and they're spending money. A lot of people aren't making any money. They're just somebody else is providing for them, the government or family members or someone else. So they're not even doing that. They're only doing 1 step, which is spending. They're taking the money and spending it to live. So that's really a drag on everyone. It's a drag on the family, and it's the goal is to help you to get to the 5 steps and to help you as a family so that you don't have to take care of other people. Now, your job is to take care of other people and family. I get that. But the real goal is to start changing generations. So the people that are not well off, the people that are really struggling are only doing 1 step. We're spending. We're just spending, and we're just consuming and taking it. 2 steps, we're making money. We're making money and we're spending money. So at least we're breaking even, hopefully. If you're getting into debt, that's always an issue. So that's 2 steps. 3 steps, I'm making money, I'm spending money. Oh, and I'm actually investing money. Okay, if you do those three, then you're on your way. You're on your way. Okay, that's the 3 steps. The 4 steps, you're making money, you're separating it, you're figuring out where it's going, you're setting stuff up on automatic, your asset allocation, you're loaning versus owning. You're doing all those things. You're managing your money on one piece of paper. You've added step number 2, which is to separate. And you are spending, saving and spending. You've got your save account. You're starting to put a little money aside. You know what? And the people say, well, you need 3 to 6 months for emergency fund. No, you don't. You need about 30 days. What you need is the rest of that into step 4. You need the rest of it into your investment account. Because guess what? If you have an emergency, you can sell a stock and use it for your emergency account. Don't have 3 to 6 months of your emergency fund sitting in a checking account giving you nothing. Your job's to get your money to work for you. So the more steps you're doing, the more successful you'll be. So there's so some people are doing the 4 steps. They're making it, they're separating it, they're doing investing, and they are following where they're at on their save and spend. They're really wealthy people. And I'm not saying wealthy monetarily, the ones that are having a wonderful life, a helpful life. The secret to living is giving. This is what Tony Robbins has said. They're adding step number 3, which is, of course, as you know, step number 3 is to help other people. Is to help other people. So those are the 5 steps. And if you do that, you'll be financially free. You'll be financially free if you put that into a habit and do it. Now, do you want to be wealthy? There is a secret. Step number 6, which is the secret. And it's just really taking those 5 steps and going to the next level. Number 6, the wealth formula. The wealth formula is very simple. You need to get money put into your number 4 step. You need to get money into your investment accounts. In your investment accounts, your business accounts, your long-term future accounts. Every week, every month. And you need to get in there as much as you possibly can. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care where you spend it. The only thing I care about is, are you investing? Are you getting your money invested so it'll start working for you? Now, granted, most of us need to make more money. You've got to make more money. The governments of the world can't balance their budget. So what do? They're printing more money. Guess who that's hurting? That's hurting people that's hurting all people except for the rich, because the rich own assets and those assets go up in value. The rich are making out like bandits because their assets are going up in value. Everybody else is getting killed because it's inflation. So the wealth formula, you need to put money away. And I don't care how much you start with. It's the habit. It's the habit. It's the habit. You put money away. And then number two is you've got to learn how to get your money working for you. You can't leave it in your checking account at 0%. You can't leave it in your checking account at 1% because the rule of 72 says it takes 72 years at 1%. 1 times 72 equals 72. It takes 72 years for you to double your money. If you got your money working at 3%, 3 times 24 equals 72. It takes 24 years at 3% to double your money. If you're getting your money to work at 12%, 12 times 6 equals 72. So it takes 6 years for you to double your money. So the wealth formula, you need to put as much money in there as you can. Number two is you need to have it go up in value. We're not throwing the dice. We're not gambling. We are doing sensible long-term investments. We don't speculate. We don't pick and choose. We're investing in the 500 biggest companies out there and in Berkshire Hathaway. Now, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm just telling you what to do with my money. And I'm telling you what we do with our money. So we're the model. And the last part of that wealth formula is you need to do it over time. Monthly money times have it go up in value times have it over a period of time equals wealth. As I work with these friends and associates and you know, my good friends the Woodburys helped me last year. We did 60,000 pairs of eyeglasses between my foundation and their foundation, you know, that we bought. These are wonderful people and they are making a huge difference. But the wealth formula, monthly investment times have it go up in value times time equals wealth. Now, what's step 7? Step 7 is there's 7 steps if you want to be rich. Now, I don't know what rich means to you. It's just one step above wealth. I've got friends that are billionaires. I got families that are multi-billionaires. I know quite a few people that are billionaires. And what have they done? They figured out how to do step number 1 better. Step number 1 is to make more money. Most people are making money with a job. Some people have a second job. But what they're doing is they're creating a business. They're creating real estate. They're making more money. So they're making more money at their job. They move up. They get a better job. If the job they're working at doesn't pay you enough, go find another one. Solve problems. The people who make the most money solve the biggest problems. They add more value. And they're constantly studying. They're always studying, learning how to improve their craft. They say, you know, to be a real expert, you need to spend 10,000 hours doing it. Step number 1, make more money. You've got to figure out how to make more money. And you do that with your job. You do that with your small business, with your real estate, and you need to be doing that. That's how we made our wealth with our businesses. And there's all kinds of businesses. There's multi-level marketing, and most people are going to fail bad at it. What they do, they didn't study the successful people who are making it work. Find somebody successful and do what they do. Get mentored by somebody that's successful. Internet, there's all kinds of ways that you can make money on the internet. Right now, we're talking to people all over the world, and you're all coming to us through the internet. All kinds of small businesses, but we need to turn your small businesses into big businesses. Your small businesses need to turn into big businesses, and then guess what you do with that money? It goes right down to your wealth formula. You just put it all in your wealth formula. You put all of it into your wealth formula. Now, the 5 steps to financial freedom, I give you a good overview. I give you a great framework. I get you started. And when you go to the website, if you're lost, go home. If you don't know where to start, go to start. And then I want you to pull it down to number 2 worldwide. And then I want you to go through those steps because I'm going to take you to the next step. So in small business, we're going to study Steve Gibson. Steve Gibson is a very, very successful man. He created his own foundation, the Academy for Creating Enterprise. There are 700-800 different chapters around the world, and he's making a huge difference. And he's been doing that for decades. And he's a wonderful guy. And he's let us use his book, and we've created a course. And so there's a whole course called Creating Family Prosperity. And you can go through that course, and you can actually start earning some Buffett bucks. Give me another week to get it up and going. Actually, you can do that now. You can earn some Buffett bucks just by going to his class. You want to learn how to do a business? Follow Steve Gibson. My businesses have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars worth of sales. I've been doing that my whole life. There are people in there like Michael Gerber, in classes by Michael Gerber, the entrepreneurial myth. They have a system. Follow their system and do what they do. Jay Abraham, one of the smartest guys I know from marketing. Incredible. There's classes in the foundation just on with Jay Abraham, good friend of mine. Um, Amazing guy. Make a difference to you. That's how you get your small businesses going. Many of you need some real estate. You have to have a place to live. You might as well learn how to make some money off of it. And part of our wealth came from real estate. A big part of that came from real estate. And all of you need to learn how to do a little bit of real estate. And real estate isn't you just buying a better house, you know, because you're the one making the payment. The ultimate goal is how do you find a way to borrow money and have good debt and have other people pay it off for you. Well, that's what apartments are. That's what little rentals are. You borrow money from the bank or someone else, and other people pay you in rent. And when they rent it from you, then they pay the loans off. Now, it's not get rich quick. It takes a while. But we've done millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of rental income. And where our real wealth comes, a big part of our wealth came from was from real estate. There's wonderful classes on real estate. Robert Allen, one of the best, The Road to Wealth, wonderful book. Mark Harrelson did an incredible book, How to Wake Up the Financial Genius. Both these guys are great guys, and they're part of the foundation. They're supporting us, and those books are available, and those classes are available. You need to learn about real estate, the real estate launch. All those things is how you do it, and that's how you do it. So there's 5 steps to financial freedom, there's 6 steps to wealth, but there's 7 steps to riches. And your job is to be able to go do each of those. So all that material is available to you. It's all on the website to get you going. And so that's what you got to do if you're going to be successful. Now, part of your small business is sales. You need to learn how to sell something. Guess what? Everybody sells. And we're not really selling, we're solving problems. If you really look at it, you know, it's not so much wrenching somebody into a corner and making them buy something they don't want. You know, one of the dumbest things I've ever heard is this guy is such a good salesman, he could sell ice cubes to Eskimos. Well, that's an idiot. If he was really a good salesman, he'd sell them a heater. You don't, he's solving the problem. What's the problem? It's cold. Let's fix the problem. That's the best salespeople. It's not somebody that's going to con you into something. We want to teach you the right way to do it. And Kurt's got a wonderful set of classes. And that's a whole course. We call it the SAM, a sales school. And so we're going to bring him up next for the next section, but that's a whole course that that you have access to. And we want you to be able to earn some Buffett bucks on that because our ultimate goal is to help you get going. Okay, so that's the 5 steps. 5 steps to financial freedom, 6 steps to wealth, 7 steps to riches. The big difference between the 5, 6, and 7, or 1 and 2, is when you finally get a money tree planted. When you get a money tree. Now, what's a money tree? It can be an investment account. It can be a piece of real estate. It can be a small business. There's all kinds of money trees. And the most successful people have multiple money trees. A job isn't a money tree because you got to go to work every day. A money tree is an investment account. A money tree is a small business. A money tree is a piece of real estate. Okay. And the successful people have multiple money trees, just like they have multiple streams of income. Another great course by Robert Allen. Multiple streams of income, multiple money trees. And the really successful people have a whole orchard of money trees. And the really successful people have multiple orchards of money trees. And guess what? The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poor because the rich are doing the 5 steps, the 6 steps, and the 7 steps. The poor are not. They haven't figured out how to make more money. They haven't figured out how to spend less. They haven't figured out how to invest. That's the killer. They're just not investing. Their money's not working for them. You can only work so much. You can only work so many hours. You can only have so much time and energy. You've got to get your money working for you because eventually you're going to walk and you're going to just have somebody else go pick the apples off your money trees. And then they sell them for cash. You're going to have other people go do that. When I was a kid, I was helping my dad paint this little house that was next door. And it was hot and we were scraping off all the old paint so we could repaint it. And it was hot and I wasn't having any fun. I said, Dad, can I get paid to do this? And he goes, no, son, get back to work. I'm one of 10 kids. Boy, did my dad and mom have their hands full. And he could see that wasn't quite the answer that I was looking for. And, basically his son get back to work, you know. A little while later, I says, Dad, are you sure I can't get paid for doing all this work? And he says, you know what, son, mom and I, we bought this little house that's next door, and we bought it so that we could have extra income to send you kids through college. Now, as a 14-year-old kid, I didn't really care that much about college, and he could see wasn't the answer that I was looking for. And then he said something else to me. He says, son, some people make so much money off their real estate, off their investments, and their businesses that they don't have a job. All they do is manage their assets, their income producing assets. That's all they do. Now, can you imagine a dad telling his son that, and more importantly, doing it with his son? I had my own investment account when I was a teenager. We were buying stocks, we were buying and investing in businesses and companies. I was making 12% on my money. I was selling stuff. I was going door to door selling stuff. Being one of 10 kids, if you want any money, you got to go earn it. My dad's 4 days older than Warren Buffett. And I had a mini Warren Buffett that not only taught me, but he taught me by example. In fact, I don't really remember sitting down and really teaching it. And the book I wrote was because of the things I learned from him and other mentors. I've had wonderful mentors in my life. My dad was the biggest one. Mark Harrelson, I read his book when I was in college. Robert Allen, Nothing Down, Creating Wealth, Multiple Streams of Income, massively influenced my life for the good. Nick Kuhn bought and sold 1,100 houses. Wade Cook bought and sold properties on contract. You got to go hang out with guys that are doing it. My good friend John Childers just created all kinds of businesses and done extremely well. And these are the guys that are supporting the foundation. You're going to learn, you're going to earn, and you're going to return. You're going to do all three of those things your whole life. But a lot of my friends have, I'm 65. A lot of my friends, Bob is 76. Bang. It'll be that in about 3 weeks. He's going to be 76. Some of my other friends have already passed away. They're not here. These are the guys that are trying to return. These are the guys that are trying to make a difference in your life. Make a difference, make it happen. Every life is precious. Give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach him how to fish. He can take care of himself for a lifetime. And if you teach him how to teach, if you teach him how to fish, you learn more than he did. But if you can teach him how to teach, you can change a whole generation of lives. And that's what our goal is. So this has been Tom Painter for the Success and Money Foundation. Make a difference, make it happen. Remember that every life is precious.